Tens of thousands of people have been forced to flee wildfires as a record-breaking heatwave scorches southwestern Europe. Hundreds have died from the effects of the hot weather. The worst-hit countries are France, Spain and Portugal. Scientists are blaming man-made climate change, and more devastating forest fires are expected in the coming days as parts of the continent brace for new temperature records. Now, the intense heat on the Iberian peninsula has created the conditions for flames to spread more quickly, and firefighting operations are more difficult because of wind and low humidity. The fires are wreaking havoc in tourist spots which had just started to recover from the COVID pandemic. In Mijas, a town in the province of Malaga, popular with Northern European tourists, more than 3,000 people have now been evacuated from their homes.
A week-long heatwave is scorching Europe. Fire season has hit earlier this year after an unusually hot and dry spring, which authorities attribute to climate change. Near the Spanish city of Malaga, a forest fire has forced thousands of people to evacuate. We are sad and worried because our mountains are part of the joy of living here. They're the lungs of the area. We're also very worried for the residents because their homes could be in danger. It's a very difficult situation. A sports stadium has become an emergency shelter for the evacuees.
We've just grabbed a few essentials and just ran, really, and by that stage everybody along the street, the calle, was on the move, cars, and on the main street there were a lot of ambulances and fire engines.
Fires are burning across southern Europe, filling skies with smoke from here in northern Italy to southwestern France, where firefighters have been battling blazes for days. Thousands of evacuated residents can only watch on and pray their homes are spared. On Crete, strong winds are spreading several fires across the Greek island. Temperatures throughout southern Europe have already been reaching into the mid-40s Celsius, and difficult conditions are set to only get worse as the record-breaking heat sweeps across Europe for another week.
All right, well, let's go straight to the Spanish capital, Madrid, where DW correspondent Nicole Riz is standing by. Nicole, good to see you. So what's the situation like in Spain, and what are authorities doing to stop the blazes?
Well, there are more than 30 wildfires here in Spain that are raging through the landscape. And as you said, also very close to tourist destinations as Mijas. Very dramatic scenes there because you can actually really see those clouds of smoke from the beach, and the airplanes are getting the water directly where the people are bathing to put out this fire. There's also a fire just 1 hour away from Madrid, which has developed yesterday. We don't know how it's looking right now. The news are just coming in slowly. And a much bigger area that is affected is in the west of Spain, in Extremadura. And it's not looking good, to be honest. We have already over 7,000 hectares that are burned, and we have 3 different spots that have really huge fires. So these dry conditions and the wind are making it very difficult here to put them out. There are well over 1,000 of firefighters with all hands on deck, and also aid workers, of course, to evacuate people. Many of them haven't gone home for about 5 days in the Extremadura region. They have pets. They may have also like farm animals that they couldn't really take care of. They don't know what the damage is, if there is any damage. So it's a lot of uncertainty here right now. And obviously, this heat wave is a perfect feeding ground for these fires. It's not only dangerous, though, for the landscape and for people's houses, etc. It's also really dangerous for health. This week, we have seen that there are numbers coming in from the numbers of deaths at the moment. It's 360 people who have died this week just because of the heat. And this summer, it's going to be a long summer because summers have become longer due to this, according to the statistics. And it's not looking good at the moment, to be honest.
Well, Nicole, for anyone who knows Madrid or Spain, of course, the hot weather is far from over. It's only the middle of July. How are people coping with the extreme heat?
Well, hot summers are not so unusual in Spain, of course. So people are some sort of like they have have adapted to this. I mean, they go into the shade, they would stay where there's an aircon, they wouldn't go out at the extreme hours of sun if there's no need to do so. A lot of water, a lot of cooling down, but there's only so much you can do. Just to give you a perspective, I only have a fan at home. I don't have aircon, and I'm kind of shielding at home in the dark. So if I go out, there's a difference of maybe 6 to 7 degrees, and in the sun it's even more. So that's what you have to do. But it's obviously a really big impact on the body here that we're also experiencing because of the heat, be it that you're adapted or not. It's not the usual that you have a heat wave that is that long.
DW correspondent Nicole Riss in Madrid. Thank you.